make sure things are good. Things are good, except that once again I am out of focus. And I don't know how this keeps happening. To be honest, I haven't even touched the camera. And in the camera it looks like I'm in focus. It's gotta have some sort of autofocus on. Oh, that looks better at least. Anyways, hi, I'm back. The cute face behind me that's wanting this. It's over here. Ready, set, catch. Oh, well. Probably what actually is going on, I bet it has some sort of autofocus turned on, and it autofocuses on the backgrounds, and then won't focus onto the face. So, which I still need to get the pictures back up on there. Maybe if I can actually get someone to help me. But, yay! I'm back, streaming, finally. This was a weekend that I kind of needed to just take on my own. It was very much needed to just kind of sit down, do some stuff offline for a bit. Let's see here. Very much spent it relaxing. Saturday, I did a little bit of solo board gaming. Haven't done that in a while. This is because Satan always went like on Silent Hill F. Oh god. Jet actually found the Master of Disguise trailer. Dang. Anyway, yeah, so let's get back to reading this. She does not want to be picked up right now. No pet, only throw. And she's gone. Anyway. Ooh, flashbang. Just general warnings because of where we're at in the story. I am very much going to push this. Once again, of course, I am using the 7th mod for these games, which uses the upgraded, I can't say upgraded, but uses like the PlayStation and Switch versions of the of all the character sprites, as well as adds voiceover. So there's that. But then, just content warning coming forward here at this point. This is this now is the turning point where things are starting to get a little serious. There's going to be, I don't know if it'll be in this part of the story quite yet, but there will be a lot more like imagery, not necessarily shown, but very much described. So just be aware of that. I'm just putting those out there now. Because I don't know exactly what's going to happen, where exactly in the story point we are. I do know that it is coming up, though. So the rest of the chapters, it speeds up really fast for that type of stuff. The first chapter, though, does go a little slower. So we're going to start here. Anyways, sleepy. Whoa, that was a really big yawn, Keiichi-kun. I'm usually awake once it's time to eat, but it doesn't look like I can do it today. I was watching TV until late last night. I'm so tired right now. Was one of those raunchy TV shows you loved so much on last night? How extremely vile! Wait a second, don't imagine things and jump to conclusions! It's perfectly normal for boys, nothing to be ashamed about. Rika not patting my head only made me feel worse. Could you just let me pass out this lunch break? No, seriously. My, you think I would just sit here and allow that? I'll get really angry if you disturb me. Really angry. Exactly. This was just dreadful. Just so sleepy. I slumped my head onto the desk and drifted off into an afternoon nap. It seemed that Satoko had responded, but I pretended not to hear. Cut it out, Satoko-chan. Keiichi-kun fell asleep. His sleeping face, so cute. You can take him home later. Let him be for now. Let's move over there. It'd be rude to Keiichi if we bothered him now. Rika-chan really is a good girl. Let's not wake him up even if the teacher comes back. I take that back. The excuse I didn't sleep much last night because I was watching TV was a lie. I was in bed at the usual time, but because of the conversation with Oishi-san that afternoon, I didn't get much sleep. Just spending the day like this, it's almost as if the incident with Toмотake-san didn't happen at all. It made me think, was Oishi-san just trying to deceive me? But it was probably the truth. One thing was certain, I couldn't speak to anyone about it. He wanted my assistance, but I really didn't know anything about it. If I knew I wasn't going to be of any help, I probably wouldn't have listened in the first place. It ended up with me, again, regretting learning something I didn't need to know. If I had never learned about it, I would, without a doubt, be goofing off with the rest of them right now. I couldn't help but resent Oishi-san for this. Eh? When was that? I heard he wasn't there the next day. It appears he vanished the night at the Watanagashi. Mion whispered to keep the others from listening, but I could hear it clearly. On the other hand, Rena's voice was even harder to pick up, but I could still tell that she was quite upset. It couldn't be. Are they talking about Toмотake-san? Itake? Not sure. That's all I know. I would have to feign ignorance about the topic because I need to keep a secret. Rather than waking up and being forced to lie to join the conversation, it was much easier to just sit here and pretend I was asleep listening in on their discussion. Wait, why did I have to pretend to be asleep while eavesdropping on my friend's conversation? The guilt stung.
で、他にもいるんでしょ
So, and me, there are others, right?
か。
Two.
彼女がたたりにあったのか、鬼隠しにあったのかはわかんないけどね。
But they don't know if it's from the curse or if it was an onikakushi. Onikakushi? Onikakushi? To be hidden away by a demon? What a mysterious phrase. I did, however, get the feeling it meant nothing good.
いや、何にせよ、もう一人いるんだよね。
There was another, right?
だよね。
Right?
お社様なら、ね。
If it's Oyashiro-sama's, yeah.
でも、今年は出ないよ。
But, this year, at all.
バッチャと村長さんが話してたんだけどさ。
Grandma and the mayor talked about
今
it.
年は事前に警察と話がつけてあるらしいんだよ。
Seems they talked to the police about it beforehand.
何が起こっても騒ぎにしないで穏便に片付けるって。
They said they'd take care of whatever happens this year without causing commotion.
じゃあ、レナたちが知らないだけで、どこかで誰かがかもしれないってこと？
Without us knowing it, someone had them. Did them, you mean?
かもね。
Maybe.
次はレナかな。
Next could me, I wonder.
安心しなよ。レナはちゃんと帰ってきたよ。
Don't worry, we got home safely.
でも、ダメだったんでしょ？
But is not allowed, right?
昔の話だよ。もうやめよう、この話。
That was a long time ago. Let's stop talking about this. Amidst the uncomfortable mood, both of them went silent. The entirety of the conversation was still a bit unclear, but a few parts caught my attention. First of all, the term onikakushi, to be demoned away. By the context it was used in, I guess it would be similar to being spirited away. I suspected that was what it meant because Tomotake's-san and that woman, it really bugged me I didn't know her name, vanished after the Watanagashi. The next thing that stuck out was when Rena said, "There's another one, right?" Mion also said, "If it's Oyashiro's, yeah," responding to something. If it's Oyashiro's curse, then there had to be two victims. Is that what she meant? Come to think of it, I remember Mion saying at the beginning that they didn't know if it was from a curse or if it was a case of onikakushi. It seems that the curse and being demoned away are different things, and they were phenomena that were paired together. I recalled Tomotake's-san's terrible end. That wasn't something as elegant as disappearing. That was horrendous, and that horrendous end would best be described as cursed. Then, the woman with him, it meant she vanished because she was demoned away? What I do know is that there's normally an even number of victims of the curse proper. And the last point that bothered me was Rena. Rena was frightened. For what reason, I don't know. However, she knew that something had made her a potential target for Oyashiro-sama's curse. If I recall correctly, Oyashiro-sama should be the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. Isn't a guardian deity supposed to defend the citizens and drive out invaders? If I recall correctly, yesterday Oishi-san said that originally the targets were enemies of the village, but recently there was no longer any distinction between them or regular outsiders. But if that was the case, then I would think that it'd be the more likely target, having moved here more recently than Rena. From her composure, I could infer that she was grimly certain that she would be next. I should probably relay what I heard just now to Oishi-san, informing the police what I heard by eavesdropping on my friends while pretending to be asleep. It made me feel terrible. It raised a few questions and left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Would it be better not to seek the answers to those questions? As I continued to learn more and more, I felt like I had fallen past the point of no return. I would definitely regret this one day. I would definitely regret ever having learned of these events.
先生が来るでございますわよ。
Hi. Yeah. I didn't need kisses, but okay. What? Oh, you tell me to let you free? But you want to be free? You don't want the attention? No? Freedom? Okay, freedom. The dog wished for freedom. Oh, the tennis ball. Over here. Up. The teacher approaches. Geichi-san, you must wake up! In the distance, I could hear the ringing of the handbell signaling the start of afternoon classes. I couldn't sleep at all. I hastily opened my eyes and raised my head up. It was in that moment when I leaned against the back of my seat. There was a thumbtack stuck on the back of my chair with tape. Circumstantial evidence was enough. Guilty without trial. Capital punishment. I furiously jumped up from my seat. And I tripped as if my feet were tangled up. My shoelaces had been tied together. Not bad, Satoko! While I was sleeping, you were able to conceal your presence to pull off this fine piece of work. The teacher came in right as I was about to pull off my shoes and tackle Satoko. Oh! Did you not notice that our teacher has arrived, Keiichi-san? Take your seat. Clomp, clomp, whoosh, pff. Not carry one bit. I made her eat a flick to the forehead. Keiichi-san's being mean. Hey, don't pick on the younger kids, Maebara-kun. Apologize to her. I saw Satoko sticking her tongue out at me. That little brat! Come on, Maebara-kun.
Hey, 謝りますよ。Satoko-san, ごめんなさい。
Yeah, I'll apologize. Sorry, Satoko-san. In any case, I apologized, even if it was a completely insincere tone of voice. Damn her, I'll remember this. Kei-chan, get your revenge at the club meeting. Take your seat. I sat down after Mion told me to. She switched to class representative mode. With the boring classes finished, school was finally over for the day. Now then, what should we do for our club today? Personally, I would like to play that deduction game one more time. I was hardly able to play last time because of Oishi-san. Brenda and I weren't even able to test our strategy. That's right. Today, Keiichi-kun and I will be victorious. What should we do? We've never played the same game 2 days in a row before. Why not try asking me? God, I can't put my voice in the right spot right now. Mion looked over her shoulder as we made eye contact. She slowly tapped her palm with her fist as her face suddenly lit up. Oops, I completely forgot. I need to go help my uncle today. Sorry, guys, not today.
おじさんの手伝い
Helping your uncle?
柄にもなく高校なやつだな。
Aren't you a little goody two shoes?
悪い悪い。ほんとすっかり忘れてた。じゃあごめんねみんな。今日はおじさんこれで帰るわ。
Sorry, I really did forget. Well then, sorry guys. This old man's heading back home now. Mion left us with that and rushed off to the exit after snatching up her bag.
みーちゃんね、たまに町にあるおじさんのお店の手伝いに行くんだよ。
You see, Mi-chan, she sometimes goes to help out at her uncle's shop in town. Yes? Oh, are you being ignored? What? I thought you didn't want the attention. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Hi. Oh. Now you want it? What? Do you want the attention or not? Are you gonna jump down? It's not here. Yeah, it's over there, not here. Bring it here. I need to be able to reach it. She's definitely girl, inconsistent. Oh no, she's very consistent. That was just her trying to get my attention, so I'd pick up the toy to throw it for her. You see, Mi-chan, she sometimes goes to help out at her uncle's shop in town. Ah, I thought she wasn't the type to get caught up in such bothersome stuff.
バイト代が出ると言ってましたですわ。結構なお小遣いになるらしいですの。
She said that she gets spending money from it. It's quite a bit of spending money, from what I understand. Oh wow, I misread that completely, but that's okay. I see. She was able to pay for that amount of games with what she saved up from there.
しかしそれはアルバイトと言うんじゃないのか？校則で禁止されてないか？
But that, wouldn't you call that a part-time job? Isn't that against school policy?
家事手伝いは除くと書いてありますです。
There's a clause that states there's a clause that states household chores are excluded. Is that what she's calling it? So what now? Pass on the club today?
じゃあ今日はこれで解散かな。
So we're done today, I guess.
別に部長不在でもいいだろう。やろうぜ、部活。
Won't it be fine even without the club president? Let's do this. I opened up the locker and began searching for a deduction game from that ever-growing pile of games.
お、あったあった。昨日の推理ゲーム。ようやくコツが分かってきたところで中断しちゃったからな。
Here it is. That deduction game from yesterday. Man, I had to stop just as I was getting the hang of it. At the very least, I wanted to repay Satoko for what she did during the afternoon break.
私は構いませんけど、
I do not mind.
レナさんとリカはどういたします？
But is that fine for Anna and Rika?
ケイチ君がどうしてもって言うなら、ちょっとだけいいかな。
If Keiichi-kun wants to play so badly, I wouldn't mind playing for a bit.
僕はみんなが揃っての方がいいなと思いますです。
I think it'd be better if we did it when we had everyone together. When she says it like that,
部活がないなら、僕はお買い物に行きたかったのです。
I wanted to go shopping if there wasn't a club meeting today.
お醤油とかを買いに行きますですよ。
Going to buy soy sauce and other things.
そうでしたわね。すっかり忘れてましたわ。
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot.
なら、レナも久しぶりに宝探しに行こうかな。
Well, I guess since it's been a while, I should go treasure hunting. What's this now? Everyone was no longer in the mood for club activities. If I kept on trying to push the matter, it may make them realize I had a trick up my sleeve. Ah well, I'll give up this time.
ちぇこのゲーム楽しみにしていたのにな。
Man, I was really looking forward to playing it. I shuffled through the cards as if I was still caught up on it.
またの機会に叩きのめして差し上げましたよ。
At the next opportunity, I shall give you a sound thrashing. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
犯人はサトコ。凶器はピストル。やはり貴様の仕業だったか。
The murderer is Satoko. The murder weapon is the pistol. It was you after all.
なんですってじゃ
What did you say? Then I'll just... Satoko looked through the cards on the desk and stuck out 3 of them at me.
犯人はケイチ凶器はロープで犯行現場はラウンジですわ
The murderer is Keiichi in the lounge with the rope.
ロープなんかいらねえ。このまま絞め殺してやら。
I don't need no rope. I'll just strangle you like this.
いやーケイチさんの毛玉の
No! Keiichi-san is such a beast. Whew. Well, I guess it's good that I got that out of my system.
ケイチさん覚えてらっしゃい
I'll remember this, Keiichi-san.
いっぱいいっぱいいたぶられましたですねかわいそうかわいそうです
She was used as a plaything for quite a while. You poor thing.
かいかい
Cute, cute. Everyone got ready to go back home. I also helped gather up the scattered cards. I suddenly paused. They were just the suspect cards, but I noticed something strange. Rena, Satoko, Rika, Keiichi, Mion, Satoshi. Satoshi? Not all the cards were made by us. Or at least every card besides this one had the name of a club member. Does this mean that this Satoshi fellow is a member? Was there someone in the class named Satoshi? I couldn't find anyone named Satoshi in the class roster stuck up on the wall.
ケイチくん早く片付けよう
Keiichi-kun, let's hurry up and finish cleaning. Being rushed by Rena, I finished up quickly. And we got ads. Mess with the doggo during the ads. Yeah? Squeaky, squeaky, squeak? You gonna give it to me? You gonna give it back? Or are you just gonna sit there and squeak it? What? Really? Yeah? Uh-huh. Really? What? Give me 1 sec. Yeah? Really? Uh-huh. Yeah? Yeah? Gonna be that one? You gonna give it to me? I'm not chasing you. No, I'm not. Yeah? Really? Really? Yeah? You gonna let me throw it? Or are you gonna make me chase you again? Drop. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Let me have it. You really gonna be like this right now? She's really gonna be like this right now. You just listen. Wish you had it. Oh my goodness. Where are you going? Hey, Coco, where are you going? Oh, I thought you wanted me to chase you. Drop. Not yourself. Yes, mine again. Bye. Uh-huh. Really? Yeah? Really? You gonna give it here? Drop. Bye. Oh, you trapped yourself in here with me. Haha. Yeah. Yeah. You trapped yourself in here with me. Oh, ho, ho. Yeah. You done? Let's throw. Let's throw. What? Giving you a squeaky one was a mistake, wasn't it? Oh. Aw, you want a dog? Myra, aren't you surrounded by cats? And kids? I mean, yeah, but it's not weird to have cats, kids, and a dog. I just need a house. That's true. That is very true. I really should just set up the Coco Cam at a point. But that requires me to... I need to finish cleaning up in this room just a little bit. Yes, you got it. Yes, you do. So, as her squeaking happens in the background, she's feeling illegal to be that cute. Look. You're not wrong. I also want to get back to reading. Dog. And she dropped it at my feet again. So she's going to hang right there until I throw it. Or she's going to come in, snip at it to tell me it's there. And then run back. But anyways, back to the actual story we were going over. I did this to myself. I mean, she was doing it anyways. This is my normal life when I sit in the living room. Huh. Where? Where is it? Where is it, Coco? Oh, you don't know where it's at? Okay. I can't help you. Being rushed by Rena, I finished up quickly. Satoko and Rika-chan had already headed merrily for their lockers, so we were the only ones left in the classroom. Right now, Rena had already gotten her bag and was ready to leave.
レナ、やっぱりこのクラスからも転校で出て行っちゃった生徒って結構いるんだろ
Rena, there must be quite a few people who transferred from the school, right? I tried asking Rena in a bit of a roundabout way. Rena made a troubled face and then answered.
ひなみ沢って田舎でしょ？転校していっちゃう人も時々いるよ。
Yeah, Hinamizawa is a rural town, right? Some people transfer out every now and then.
じゃあこのサトシってやつも転校してったのか
Then is Satoshi another one of those transferees?
ごめん、よく知らないの。
Sorry, I don't really know. There was a bit of a pause, but the answer is pretty much immediate.
その意地悪で言ってるんじゃないの。ちょうど去年レナが転校してきてから入れ替わりだったかな。
I'm not saying it to be mean. Just last year, I transferred in, so maybe I just missed him.
だからあんまりお話ししたことないの。
So I didn't hear much about him.
ごめんね。
Sorry. I'm not sure. Sorry. Her answer was a lot like when she refused to tell me about the murder at the dam. I was saddened by her denial and felt a little bit of anger. I'm their friend, aren't I? Friends don't keep secrets from their friends, do they? Though I do appreciate that they kept that unsettling curse thing from me. But if everyone is worried about it, I'd rather be worried with them. That's what it means to be friends, right? For a moment, I wondered just what kind of face I was making just then, with these mixed feelings of sadness and annoyance.
ケイチくん、怖い顔してる。
Keiichi-kun, you're making a scary face.
なんでだろう、なんでだろう。
Why is it? Why? It was probably exactly the kind of face Rena said it was. It appeared my grim expression had frightened her.
あ、ごめん。今日の部活楽しみにしてたからさ。残念だっただけだよ。
Sorry, I was really looking forward to the club today. I'm just feeling down about it. I rustled Rena's hair.
帰ろうぜ。
Let's go home. Dragging that awkward mood with us, we headed home. Yeah? I wonder why. Why have I been getting this dumb feeling lately? I didn't know anything. I had nothing to worry about. I was just enjoying my life, my everyday life. Go check out there. What? What? Whatever, doggo. My long, outstretched shadow gave no answer to my naive inquiry. What? Go look for it. Where's the other toy? Where is it? Huh? Where is it? Where? Why are you looking at me? Bye.
ケイチくん、疲れてるのかな。
I don't have it, Coco. What? You want this? My back massager? Okay. And the squeaking returns. Keiichi-kun, are you tired maybe? Maybe? Oh man, my voice just died there. Rena timidly questioned the reason behind my mood. I'm sure my expression made this situation even more unsettling.
そうか
You think so?
うん、今朝からケイチくん、なんだか元気ないよ。風邪かな。
Yeah, you seem to be a little out of it ever since this morning. Maybe a cold? Physically, I'm pretty sure I was in perfect health. It may not seem like it, but if I've had perfect attendance since elementary school. Rena continued on since I didn't give her an answer.
きっとケイチくん、引っ越しの疲れが今になってきたんだよ。前に住んでたところとは全然違うところだもん。
It could be that the fatigue from moving has finally caught up with you. It's completely different from where you used to live after all.
いろいろ慣れたり覚えたり、疲れて当然だよ。
Of course you've gotten tired. Since there's so much you need to get used to and remember.
そうなのかな
Maybe that's it.
うん、絶対にそうだよ。レナも最初そうだったからわかるんだよ。だよ。
Yeah, it has to be. I was also like that at first too. I can tell, you know? You know? I wondered if Rena also experienced a slight bit of alienation last year that I was feeling right now. Thinking so, I felt that she was the only one who could understand how I felt.
レナがひなみ沢に転校してきた時の話が聞きたいな。どんなだった
I'd like to hear about when you first came to Hinamizawa. How was it? Feeling I'd been drawn into this conversation, her face suddenly brightened.
ケイチくんと同じだよ。人の名前も村の中も全然わかんなかった。みーちゃんとかが親切にしてくれたから全然寂しくなかったけど、やっぱり心細かったよ。
It was the same as Keiichi-kun. I didn't know the villagers' names and at all. Michan and the rest were all very kind, so I wasn't lonely. But I did still feel a little out of place. Rena told me all the details of when she had moved here. All of her first acquaintances and surprises. Worries and good times.
じゃあレナもサトコにやられたのかよ。
So, Satoko got you too?
うん椅子に座ろうとしたら画鋲が置いてあったのどっさりそしたらそれを懐かしいな
Yeah, there was a thumbtack put on my chair. Poke. Then with that, Yeah, that really takes me back.
ミオンの部活にはいつ頃誘われたんだ。早速初日にか。
When were you invited into club? The first day?
最初は部活なんてなかったんだよ途中からできたの
No, there wasn't a club at the beginning. It was formed partway through.
放課後にみんなで残ってゲーム大会をやろうって言い出して
One day, she said we should stay after and hold a big game tournament.
そういえばミオン初代部長とか言ってたっけな。納得。
Come to think of it, Mion did say she was the first club president. Now I get it.
内緒だけどねみーちゃん最初は弱かったんだよ全然勝てなかった
This is a secret, but Michan used to be really bad at the beginning. She'd never win.
ミオンがちょっと想像つかないぞ。
Huh? Mion, really? I can't even imagine that.
自分で言い出した罰ゲームほとんど自分でやってたんだよ本当に内緒だからね
She had to do most of the penalties she came up with. Seriously, don't tell. I can't believe Mion was like that. So she gradually transformed into a monster who used any means necessary to win during that time. Mion is at her best when she's fighting dirty.
みーちゃん以外ともちょっとずつお友達になれてでもケイチくんが引っ越してきてからかなようやくここに馴染めたって自覚したのは
I began making more friends besides Michan after that, but yeah, I might have only been since you moved here. That I had finally felt like I'd gotten used to it here. I guess Rena had also been left in the dark about Oyashiro-sama when she had just moved here. I guess when they finally told me about Oyashiro-sama, I'd be considered one of them.
俺はいつになったら仲間だと認めてもらえるんだろうな。
I wonder when I'll finally be considered one of them.
なんて言ったの
Huh? Did you say something?
あ、いや、ごめん。独り言。
No, sorry. Just talking to myself.
ケイチくん変なの
Keiichi-kun, you're silly. Rena was poking fun and laughing at me, and I couldn't help but laugh as well. But I suddenly stopped. Then, after making up my mind, I spoke.
なあ、レナ。みんなは俺に嘘や隠し事なんかしてないよな。
Hey, Rena, is there something that everybody's keeping from me?
してないよ全然
Huh? No, not at all.
嘘だろ。
You're lying, aren't you? Rena suddenly stopped. Her expression was cold and intense.
どういう意味だろうケイチくん
What do you mean by that, Keiichi-kun? Her tone was still the same cheering, light-hearted one as before.
してるよな。俺に隠し事を。
You are, aren't you? Keeping something from me. After understanding what I meant, her expression grew even more intense. Seeing that face, I regretted saying something so rash. But she came back at me in a way I didn't expect.
じゃあさケイチくん
I wasn't expecting the up close there.
ケイチくんこそレナたちに嘘や隠し事をしてないかな
Well then, Keiji-kun, aren't you keeping something from us? Yes, you. I know you're there. Yes, I know you're there. Yeah? What about it? Go comb this skin to the good part. That's enough for now. Lay down. Lay down. Her tone didn't change, but it was the first time I'd seen this expression from Rena. With how her gaze pierced through me, I couldn't believe that this was the same Rena. Oh
し
god.
てないかな。
Okay, this artwork adds so much to this.
嘘や隠し事してないかな。
Aren't you? Lies or secrets? Aren't you? You are. Secrets. She didn't actually say that part, but she looked as if she did. The incident with Toмотake-san, and how I felt alienated from the group. Even without having to think about it, there were things I knew that I felt guilty about. But I didn't tell everyone about what happened with Toмотake-san, to be considerate. I was keeping it a secret just the same way they didn't tell me about Oyashiro-sama. Then, aren't we even?
してないよ。嘘も
No, I'm not. No
隠
lies.
し事も
Nor
嘘
secrets.
だよ。
Liar. Her answer was instant and it shook me. Rena stared as if burrowing through me, watching me like a hawk.
どうして嘘だって
Why would you say I'm lying?
圭一くん、昨日の部活の時、先生に呼ばれて職員室に行ってたって言ったよね。レナは知ってるよ。圭一くんは職員室になんか行かなかった。
Didn't you say that you were called into the teacher's room yesterday during the club meeting, Keiichi-kun? I know. You didn't go into the teacher's room. I swallowed hard. It clearly wasn't a bluff. She knew what happened.
先生はお客さんが来たって言ったんだよね。でも昇降口ではお話ししてなかった。校門のところの車の中で話をしてたよね。知らないおじさんと。
The teacher said you had a guest, didn't she? But you didn't talk at the entrance. You talked inside of the car near the school gate with some man we don't know. Rena knew everything. She knew that I was called out by Oishi-san, that I heard about the incident with Toмотake-san as well. Did she know all of
誰
it?
あのおじさん。
知らない人だよ
Who? Hold on. Exactly who was that man? I don't know him.
知らない人がなんで圭一くんに用があるの？
Why did someone you don't know have business with you?
俺が知りたいよ
I want to know that myself.
じゃあ何の話をしていたの？
Then what did you talk about?
みんなとは関係のない話だよ
It had nothing to do with you guys. It was a lie.
嘘だ！
Fuck. I knew that line was coming. I knew it was. I wasn't ready for that blast there. But, liar! Rena's scream echoed through the trees, sending frightened birds into the air. I couldn't exhale the deep breath I had just taken. No, it was like I wasn't allowed to exhale. It was here I first realized the person in front of me, she wasn't Rena Ryugu. Then, who was it that was standing before me now? Who had assumed Rena Ryugu's appearance? I had held my breath for so long, I could feel myself suffocating.
ね？
Right? And then she made a facial expression that Rena normally might have made. It didn't matter that it was Rena's usual smile. It chilled me to the bone. She grew closer to me. I felt her breath against my face. It wasn't the least bit exciting. Whoever this was with Rena's face was going to chew my nose right off. I cowered as I imagined that. Then she smirked as if she was able to see right through me.
圭一くんに内緒や隠し事があるように、レナたちにだってあるんだよ。
We also have secrets, like how Keiichi-kun has secrets. It was Rena's usual smile, but her eyes were still like that of a hawk's. Bringing her face close enough to mine to almost bump into my nose, she kindly persuaded me. I couldn't nod or shake my head. This person standing in front of me, this person who looked like Rena, frightened me to the core. I was terrified knowing that she could hear the sound of me swallowing nervously. After what felt like an eternity, after a long, empty silence, she finally spoke.
行こう。だいぶ涼しくなってきたよ。
Let's go. It's getting chilly. It was Rena again. Smiling at me once more, she started walking as if nothing had happened. When I was released from her gaze, my legs gave out from under me and I slumped onto the ground. I wasn't able to lift a finger until Rena was out of sight.
あれは誰だったんだよ。
Who was that? I felt cold. My body was drenched in sweat. I was finally able to form a coherent thought and ask myself once again, who was that person who looked like Rena Ryugu? I was out of it and couldn't bring myself to do anything until dinner except stare blankly into space. I was just seeing how many sub-chapters were in this whole chapter, and there's 12, so. Was I terrified from Rena going off on me? No, that's not right. That was someone else who only looked like Rena. Then, who could it have been? It was a dreadful feeling, knowing that was someone else, not Rena. So tomorrow I shouldn't have a problem talking to Rena like I usually do. That thought was strangely comforting. Of course, Twitch ads hit right now. I concluded that I should just calm down and clear my head. Though those thoughts continued swirling around my mind. Finally, I returned to my senses as I heard my mother calling out for me from the bottom of the stairs. Keiichi, it's a call from the bookstore. Bookstore? Can't think of why they'd be calling me. I went downstairs and picked up the receiver anyways. My apologies for calling so late at night. It's me, Oishi of the Okinomiya Bookshop.
大石さん
Oishi-san?
大石さんじゃないですか。
Oh, it's Oishi-san.
ごめんなさいね。ご両親が出られたので、本屋さんということにしておきました。
Sorry, since your parents picked up, I said I was from the bookstore.
警察ですって名乗ると、いろいろ気分を害されるでしょうしね。
It puts people off when I say I'm a police officer. Oishi-san was, in his own way, rather courteous. Even so, I didn't want my parents hearing me talk to the police. I brought the cordless phone with me as I dashed back up to my room on the second floor.
夜分遅くにすみませんですね。実は昨日渡した電話番号のメモ、本当に申し訳ない。これから申し上げる番号を控えておいてもらえますか。
Sorry for calling so late. That phone number on the piece of paper I gave you yesterday was the old number. My apologies. Can you copy down the number I'm about to give you?
あ、はい。どうぞ。
Yeah. Okay. He gave me the number for his direct line as I wrote it down. I thought that was the end of it, but he began making pointless small talk. It was pretty hard to hang up.
さて、どうでしょう、前原さん。何か変わったことはありましたか。
So how's it been, Maibar-san? Did anything strange happen recently? I see. This was the real reason. He really beat around the bush there. His adult conversational skills left me slack-jawed.
大石さんはここの地元の方ですか？
Are you from around here, Oishi-san?
ねえ、そうです。
Yes, I am.
生まれも育ちも沖宮ですよ。
Born and raised in Okinomiya. If he's from around here, he might know.
大石さん、鬼隠しって何のことか知ってますか？
Oishi-san, do you know what this onikakushi thing is about?
それはですね、人が鬼にさらわれ、忽然といなくなってしまうことなんです。
I believe that's when somebody suddenly vanishes because they've been abducted by a demon.
このあたり独特の言い回しですね。
It's a special saying from around here.
世間様で言う神隠しと同じ意味です。
It has the same meaning as spirited away, like everyone else says. Whereas my friends would say that they didn't know when I asked, this older man gave me a direct answer. It made me a bit happy that he answered me directly without trying to hide anything.
南沢は、前原さんにこんなこと言っていいんでしょうか。
Hinamizawa was... I'm not sure if I should tell you this, Maibara-san.
もったいぶらないでくださいよ。大石さんが言わないなら俺も何も言いませんよ。
Don't try to play this off. If you're not going to talk, then I'm not going to tell you anything.
ああ、いやいや、そういう意味じゃないんですよ。ただその気を悪くされないかと思いましてね。実はですね、南沢はその昔、鬼の住む里って呼ばれて恐れられていたんですよ。
No, that's not what I meant. It's just, it may make you feel bad. You see, long ago, Hinamizawa was feared as the village where demons reside.
鬼って地獄にいる金棒を持った
Demons? By demons, you mean those pitchfork-carrying things in hell?
というよりは人食い鬼ですな。里に降りてきて人をさらって食い散らかしてしまう。なんて怖い昔話があるんですよ。
More like human-eating monsters. They'd go down to villages snatching people up and gobble them down. That kind of tale. Demons snatching up people is what this onikakushi really means.
たたりと鬼隠しは一緒に起こるって言ってましたけど、どういうことですか？
They said that the curse and being demoned away happen together. What does that mean? I already knew about the mysterious deaths happening 5 years in a row, but I didn't know there were people disappearing for those same 5 years.
たたりと鬼隠しが必ず一緒に？それは初めて聞きました。そうなんですか、前原さん。
The curse and being demoned away happening together? First I've heard of this. Is that how it is, Maibara-san?
それは俺が聞きたいですよ。レナとミオンが話してたんです。お社様のたたりなら必ずたたりと鬼隠しが起こるって。
That's what I want to know. I heard Rena and Mion talking. They said that if it was really Oyashiro-sama's curse, then both the curse and demoning away would happen. Oishi-san began hemming and hawing on the other end of the receiver. Maybe something about that came to mind.
前原さん、最初の事件ご存知ですよね。バラバラ殺人。
I don't know why they all of a sudden didn't have the phone filter on there, but okay. Maibara-san, do you know about the first incident, the murder by dismemberment?
ええ。6人の犯人のうち1人はまだ逃走中なんですよね。
Yeah, one of the 6 perpetrators still on the run, right?
例
Right?
えばそれ、逃走中じゃなく、鬼隠しにあったんじゃないでしょうかね。
Hypothetically, what if he isn't on the run, but was demoned away? Huh? It was an outrageous hypothesis from Oishi-san. The incident 4 years ago was the particularly ghastly one. The police already knew the perpetrators, so they posted tons of wanted posters with his face on them. They staked out various locations and investigated every possible escape route he had. But after 4 years, there wasn't even a hint of where he might be, unless the police were completely incompetent. Even if it was an outrageous hypothesis, I couldn't simply laugh it off.
じゃあその翌年の事故はどうです？誘致派の男と妻が一緒に事故死したんですよね。
Then what about the incident the next year, when the man who supported the project and his wife both died in an accident?
実はですね、 正式には事故死したのは夫だけなんです。妻は死体が上がりませんでしたから。
Well, actually, it was only the husband who died in an accident. His wife's body never surfaced.
現行法では死体が発見されない限り行方不明扱いなんですよ。
Unless we find the body, then it's considered a missing person by law. At the time of the incident, with the river below the cliff being muddy rapids, the police divers had searched every branch of off the main stream of the river for dozens of miles, but in the end, they weren't able to find her body.
でも死体が見つからないだけで亡くなったんですよね。
But that's just them not being able to find the body. She's still dead, right?
鬼隠しとは違うんじゃないですか？
Isn't it different from her being demoned away?
死体が出ない以上亡くなったとは言えません。法律で定めた年月が過ぎるまで生存扱いなんです。
We cannot say someone is dead without their body. Until a certain number of years pass, by law she's treated as alive. I'm not sure if it was right to call that being demoned away. The wife is missing. At least that part was reality.
3年目はどうなんですか？神主は病死、妻は自殺ですよ。
How about the third year? The Shinto priest died of illness, and his wife committed suicide.
前原さん、実はね、これも全く同じなんですよ。
Maibara-san, that's actually the exact same scenario. The wife had supposedly thrown herself into the bottomless swamp deep in the forest around Hinamizawa, meaning it's all circumstantial evidence. They simply found her suicide note in front of the swamp. A diver was able to recover a few of her articles, but they weren't able to find a body. The investigative headquarters believed that she'd faked her death and was still alive somewhere.
これらを鬼隠しと呼んでいいかちょっとわかりませんがね、前原さんの言う通り、確かに毎年一人行方不明になっています。
I'm not sure if we could refer these cases being demoned away. It's just as you said. Every year, one person does go missing.
今年の事件では富武さんの連れの女の人が行方不明。
The incident this year, the woman with Tomotage-san has gone
じ
missing.
ゃあ去年の主婦の撲殺事件はどうです？
Then what about the incident with the housewife beaten to death?
誰か行方不明になりましたか？
Who went missing?
確か犯人は逮捕されたんですよね。
I believe the perpetrator was caught, right?
逮捕されてます。以前に逮捕歴もあるやつでしてね、別件で取り調べ中に犯行を自供してます。ですがですね。
Yeah, we arrested him. He was just a miscreant with a record of narcotics abuse. He admitted to the crime while being questioned about a different incident. But, well, you see...
犯人逮捕からしばらくして被害者宅の子供が行方不明になったんです。犯罪に巻き込まれたのかどうなのか現在も捜査してます。
After he was arrested, a child from the victim's home went missing. It's still under investigation as to whether the disappearance had anything to do with the crime.
だって犯人は捕まったんですよね。それともその仲間が？
But you said you caught him, right? Did he have an accomplice?
さあ、多分単独犯だと思います。もっとも今では確かめようもないんですよ。実はその男、取り調べ中に拘置所内でお亡くなりになっちゃいまして。
No idea. It was most likely only the one perpetrator. Moreover, we can't even check now, because while under investigation, that man, he died in his holding cell. He swallowed a spork and choked to death. It's not known whether it was an accident or
つ
suicide.
まり過去5年間必ず死者と行方不明者が一人ずつ出ているわけなんですよね。
Meaning, for the last 5 years, there's always been one person who dies and one who goes missing.
そうなります。いえね、私も驚いていますよ。こんな共通項には気づきませんでした。
That's about right. No, actually, I'm surprised as well. I've never realized they had that in common. I couldn't believe that this could help lead to the closing of those incidents. It was just something that they had in common.
例えば鬼隠しにあって失踪した人には何か共通点があるとか。
Could it be that those demoned away had something in common? Oishi-san mumbled as he seemed to be thinking about it. So I summarized the events.
1年目はダムの作業員、2年目は誘致派の男の妻、
The first year was the dam employee. Second year was the wife of a dam project supporter.
3年目は神主の妻、
Third year was the wife of the Shinto priest.
4年目は被害者宅の子供で、5年目は交際相手かな。
fourth year was the victim's family's child, and the fifth year was the victim's girlfriend, I guess.
特につながりはなさそうだし。
It doesn't seem like there's anything that connects them.
1年目はともかく妻とか交際相手とかそういう人が目立ちますな。
With the exception of the first year, wives and girlfriends, those stand out. It does seem like there are a lot. Then that means the fourth year's victim's child was different. It would have really stood out if it were all married couples, except it's not just married couples, but parents and children as well. Come to think of it, I believe Toмотake-san also told me the younger brother is alive and has moved, if I recall correctly.
4年目に行方不明になった子供ってどんなだったんですか？
The child that went missing in the fourth year. Who were they?
おとなしい感じの方だったらしいです。年はあなたの一つ上です。名前は北条聡さん。
Apparently he was quite mature, 1 year older than you. His name was Satoshi Hojo-san.
サトシ？
Huh? Satoshi? I remember that name. Didn't they tell me Satoshi transferred out last year?
あなたの学校に去年まで通っていました。話を聞いていませんか？
He was at your school up until last year. Didn't they tell you anything about him? Come to think of it, when I transferred in, I believe they said my seat belonged to a recent transfer student. Then, where I sat once belonged to the one who was demoned away. It was his seat? I recalled the cold sensation that came from that desk. It made my hair stand on end. This string of mysterious deaths. No, Oyashiro-sama's curse. I now knew it to be connected to me. That chilling sensation. It was the feeling of Oyashiro-sama caressing the back of my neck.
お社様のたたりか。
Oyashiro-sama's curse, huh? Could Oyashiro-sama's curse really exist? In all honesty, I was beginning to believe it. And I was scared. That was why I wanted to say it was a plot crafted by man and not the work of curse. But the more I dug into it, the less likely that seemed. No, the more I dug, the more mysterious it became. If I kept digging, eventually, I'd reach the point where I'd learned something I really shouldn't know. To either be none the wiser or to seek an answer I might regret. Which one would I be happier with? Maybe it'll be me next time. My execution could only be delayed for 1 year. That was when I remembered. Rena. Rena said she may be the next victim of the curse.
竜宮レナさんがですか？去年転校されてきた前原さんのクラスメートですよね。女の子には刺激の強い事件ばかりです。怖がるのも無理ないんじゃないでしょうかね。
You mean Rena Ryugu-san? She transferred in last year and she's your classmate, isn't she? These incidents really might be a bit too disturbing for a girl. She's not just scared, is she? It wasn't that. She said it might be her next. She said it in a way that made me think she had concrete reason behind it.
もっと確信じみたものだったように思います。なんていうのか、その。
It felt like she was convinced, almost as if, you could say, she was frightened. Her son changed in demeanor. That someone who looked like Rena, but wasn't Rena. That might be unrelated. All the strange things I felt from Rena today came back to me.
そうですか。では、こちらでも少し調べてみます。前原さんも少し竜宮さんの様子に注意してあげてください。
I see. Then I'll be doing a bit of investigating on this end. Please continue your observations of Ryugu-san, Maibara-san.
それはレナを見張れってことですか？
Are you asking me to keep Rena under surveillance?
そんな意味ではありませんよ、前原さん。お友達が次の被害者にならないよう少し気にしてあげてほしいということです。
That's not what I mean, Maibara-san. I just want you to watch out for your friend so she doesn't end up the next victim. At that moment, just as my mouth was agape because I was so impressed with his mature, clever way of words. Knock, knock. A sudden knock at the door sent my heart racing. In an instant, I had pointlessly covered up the end of the receiver.
Keiichi, ちょっとここを開けてくれ。
Keiichi, get the door, please. On the other side of the door, I heard my father's oddly upbeat voice. What could it be? It's so late.
すみません、親父が来ました。
Sorry, my dad just came
今夜
in.
はこれくらいでいいですか？
Can we leave it at this for tonight?
ええ、夜分遅くに本当に申し訳ありませんでしたね。何か分かりましたら教えてください。こちらも進展がありましたらでは失礼します。
Yeah, my apologies again for calling so late. If you find out anything else, please let me know. I'll tell you if I make any progress on this end. Well then, have a pleasant evening.
ケイイチ、早く開けてくれ。
Keiichi, hurry and open up!
父さん、両手が塞がってるんだ。
Dad's got his hands full. What is Dad doing? I had stayed in the same position while on the phone the whole time, so my joints were aching. When I opened the door, I saw my father was standing there with a tray. On the tray, cookies and 2 cups of black tea. A fairly fancy spread for our household. There was even sugar and lemon slices on the side. Everything you could ask for. This was quite the show of hospitality.
何父さん、それ何のつもりだよ。
What's going on, Dad? What's all this for?
もう、はぐらかすなよ、ケイイチ。入るぞ。
Come on, don't play around, Keiichi. I'm coming in. Dad was in high spirits and had a smirk on his face. But for my entire life, I'd never seen him act this hospitable. What had gone into him?
で、何の話をしてたんだ？
So, what were you talking about? I jumped. It's not something I had to keep from my father, but how can I explain to him I was talking to a detective, I'm assuming he was, this late at night?
別に何も友達だよ。
Nothing much, just a friend.
電話の話じゃなくて来てたんだろう今。レナちゃんが。
I don't mean on the phone. She was here, wasn't she? Reno-chan. Huh?
来てないよ。
She wasn't here.
もう、ごまかさなくたっていいぞ。さっきレナちゃんが遊びに来てたじゃないか。だいぶ話し込んでるみたいだったから、お茶でもって思ったら、すれ違いだったんだよ。
Come now, don't try to keep it from me. She just came over to play. You two were chatting away, so I thought I'd bring some tea, but it looks like I just missed her. I had no idea what Dad was talking about, but a cold sweat dripped down my back.
どのくらい話し込んでたかな。
How long were we talking?
レナちゃんが2階に上がったのが半くらいだったから、小1時間くらいかな。
Reno-chan went upstairs about half after, so it was close to an hour, I guess.
2階に上がったの、父さん見たの？
You saw her come up to the second floor?
ああ、見たよ。ケイイチの部屋は階段を上がって奥の扉だよって声もかけた。
Yeah, I did. I also told her that your room was the door down the hall up the stairs. Rena came to my house about an hour ago. Dad met her at the door and called out to me on the second floor. I probably didn't hear him because I was so focused on my conversation with Oishi-san. I didn't reply, but he knew I was in my room, so he had her come inside. Then he told her my room was on the second floor. She thanked my dad and went upstairs. Then about an hour passed. She passed by my dad just as he was bringing up tea and left. She came upstairs and about an hour passed. Then passed by my dad and returned home. Then, after she came upstairs and until she left, where was Rena? There was only a short hallway between my room and the stairs. Meaning, Rena had, for about an hour, in the hall. No, she couldn't have been standing in front of my door all that time. The door to my room wasn't particularly thick. You could easily hear everything being said inside. All of the unsettling and unguarded things I spoke to Oishi-san about began rushing through my head.
お父さん、あまりからかっちゃダメよ。それよりアトリエを片付けて。またこぼすわよ。
Honey, don't tease him again. More importantly, you need to clean up your studio. It's a mess again. Mom yelled up at Dad from downstairs. Dad left the tray with me and went downstairs with a disappointed chortle. I followed my dad out of the room with my eyes. I looked down on the floor around the doorway where Rena might have stood all that time. Just now, As I was talking to Oishi-san, with my back turned, Rena was standing a mere 6 feet away the whole time. All that time, in this dimly lit doorway? What did she see? What did she hear? For what reason? As the steam from the 2 teacups ominously wafted and twisted, the aroma of black tea filled my room. Is that the chapter end? That is the chapter end. New tip unlocked. Lies! Lie to Rena. Notice from the police chief. July 1st, 1982. To Departments 1 through 12. Ex-Prefectural Police Headquarters. Director General. To the Chief Constable and all faculty managers. Regarding cases situated in the Hinamizawa village. Notice. As cases in Shishibone City, Hinamizawa village have been reported by certain sections of mass media. It has drawn global attention, which is causing serious repercussions for the local residents. This has become a very serious situation. To protect the livelihood and prosperity of those residents, the following notice has been issued. 1. Designate the following criminal investigations as classified. Okinomiya Station, 1982, case number X. Hinamizawa Village Housewife Murder, dated June. Okinomiya Station, 1982, case number X. Hinamizawa Village Student Disappearance, dated June. 2. Non-disclosure of information. Okinomiya Station, 1979, case number. Hinamizawa Village Site Foreman Murder, dated June. Shira Station, 1980, case number X. Shirakawa Natural Park Falling Incident, dated June. Okinomiya Station, 1981, case number X. Hinamizawa Village Shinto Priest's Wife Disappearance, dated June. 3. Requesting self-restraint from each organization concerning the release of sensitive information. Please see attached reference material 1, 2, and 3. Management. Prefecture Police Headquarters. Internal line. Police Affairs Department X. And with that, we're ending on that note tonight. Oh, this is where things really start going down the rabbit hole. This story is great. So, we're going to leave it there, just because it is almost midnight for me. I know, a little bit shorter stream, only an hour and a half, but that's okay. Doggo distractions didn't help any, but... I should be able to pick this up tomorrow as we move ahead to Chapter 9 of Part 1. So, as always, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, a like, a subscribe, or a follow, depending on which platform you're on, would be appreciated. I also realized I wasn't checking my YouTube chat at all. Oh, looks like I didn't get anything anyways. But, yes, those would be are always appreciated. They do, of course, those numbers always do help channels and whatnot, so Of course, if you would like to donate via a Twitch subscription or bits, those are appreciated but not necessary. Yeah. What else to say? Have a good night. And don't hide stuff from your friends if it seems like it puts you in a bad position. You never know when they might turn creepy on you because of it. I'll catch you tomorrow. Don't sleep well and don't get too salty.